Husband left his phone unlocked and I found this. Plus update. I'm pretty sure my husband is cheating on me. He won't admit to it, but I don't think I'm imagining anything. He left his phone near me on the arm of the couch and I saw some messages pop up from a person with a woman's name, a woman I've never heard of, and the messages were not innocent whatsoever. He seemingly realized he had left the phone there and quickly came back from the other room and grabbed it. I was nursing our daughter and our other children were nearby. Inside I was exploding. All I could do was give him the dirtiest look and he was like, "What?" I told him, "You know what?" He said I was paranoid. So I stopped talking to him for the rest of the evening. Once the kids were in bed and we went into our bedroom and I closed the door and asked him what in F those messages were about. He said he didn't know what I was talking about. I told him not to treat me like an idiot. I saw messages from a woman who clearly was not me talking about his PP. That's the word she used. Why would any other woman be using that word innocently in a text message to my husband? I asked to see his phone. Normally I'm not like that, but I had to see the messages and whatever else he's hiding on his phone, pictures, videos. He refused to let me see his phone. I told him that tells me all I need to know then. He said no, he's just not going to play this game with me. I'm now sleeping in another room for the night. I'm deeply in love with him. He seemed to be deeply in love with me. I feel as giddy and as excited to be with him now as I did when we first met. I feel safe with him and this is the man I always dreamed of. Despite being together for 10 years, I can't keep my hands off of him and he is the same with me. I'm attracted to him in every way. He's a great dad, totally engaged and involved, loving, patient, protective, fun. He is into all of this masculine stuff, but wow, he's the best girl dad and is truly their hero in their eyes. He didn't know if he'd ever decided to pull the trigger on having a kid, but he says when he met me that changed and we decided to have one and see how it went. We enjoyed the experience so much we did it 3 more times. Despite saying we were done at 4, we've been talking about maybe 1 more. He has a job he's very committed to. A very good job that supports our family. I had a full-time career as well, but I became a SOM when our 3rd baby was born. His job requires travel several times a year, sometimes for extended times. I've had a few friends ask if I ever worried about the time apart and what he was getting up to. I was never worried. He's in constant communication with me, calls home to speak to our kids every night, and nothing ever seemed odd. The one thing that I now feel was weird is that there'd be an unfamiliar smell in his suitcase sometimes, sort of perfumed. The only thing I can figure is that he's been cheating on me when he's out of town. I don't see when he'd be doing it at other times. I don't know what to do now. He's probably deleting everything that was on his phone now. I feel dizzy. I want to know every single detail about whatever it is he's been doing. I don't want to feel like an idiot that will just sit at home and remain the fool. This is my worst nightmare come true. What he did next made me kick him out. Update: I saw sexually explicit texts on my husband's phone and what he said next made me kick him out. Luckily I followed some advice and I logged into his forgotten iPad. He rarely ever uses it. I saw the text that I had seen flash on his screen and a lot more than just that. It seems like after she sent him a message about 2 months ago he told her to not contact him again. He could have blocked her if he was serious about it, right? Eventually he started talking to her and their conversations have been going on pretty regularly since then and they're almost entirely sexually explicit conversations. Where on earth did this lady come from? I doubt she randomly texted my husband's number by chance. I confronted him with undeniable proof that I had seen messages and he eventually admitted it's a woman he met while on a business trip and that they were only together a few times, but then she started texting him. He slipped and said normally, "I don't give them my." Then he realized what he was saying. He admitted to me that normally he doesn't give random women he hooks up with his phone number. He didn't say the full thing, but that's what he was about to say. He was flustered. He couldn't believe I was smart enough to look at the iPad and that he hadn't thought about that. He still won't admit that there's been anyone more than this one woman. He says he's not in love with her, there's no feelings, it's just been flirting and texting and he got carried away. I can't just pack my bags and leave. I have 4 little kids. So I told him to leave, at least for now. I'm disgusted. He begged to stay and to fix things, but I refused to talk to him. He's staying at a hotel right now. I almost can't function. I want to smash all of his belongings. 1 second I'm enraged and the next I'm sad and blaming myself. I know this sounds pathetic, but I don't want to be a single mom of 4 kids under 7. I don't want to be married to him right now either.